Hey everyone, and welcome to today's deep dive. You know that feeling when
Yeah.
you're like chasing deadlines, but also trying to, keep all the plates spinning in your personal life?
Yeah.
It's like a constant juggling act.
Mm.
And well, that's exactly what we're tackling today, work-life
It's a
balance.
struggle
Oh, yes.
a lot of us deal with. But the good news is there are solutions, practical ones. We're going to get into that.
Yeah.
And one thing that I think we can all relate to and we see in a lot of these sources is this idea of boundaries,
Yeah, it's so
like
important.
setting those boundaries.
It is. And one of the tips that really resonated with me was this whole like, even if you're working from home, even if you're, on your couch in your pajamas, treat your work hours like an actual appointment.
Yes.
Because it's so easy when your commute is like 10 feet to just be like, oh, I'll just respond to one more email.
It's so easy to blur those lines, right?
Yeah.
And, there's actual research behind that having those boundaries, even if it's a designated workspace, can actually reduce your stress and improve your productivity.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know the science behind it, but that makes total sense because it's
Yeah.
creating that like mental separation, right?
Exactly, exactly. And like you wouldn't, just reschedule an important meeting
Right.
on a whim, right? So treat your personal time with that same respect.
Yeah.
Block it out in your calendar.
Oh, I like that.
Whether it's for reading or yoga or just staring at the wall, whatever.
Yeah.
I know you deserve that time to recharge.
It's
Yes.
schedule time to just be. Oh my gosh, I love that. Okay. But I have to say, even with boundaries, sometimes I still feel like I'm that, hamster on the wheel where I'm like, oh, I'm so busy, I'm doing all these things, but like, am I actually making any progress? It's like my to-do list is this monster that just keeps growing new heads.
And you're not alone in that feeling. A lot of times that busyness, it comes from a lack of prioritization. And that's where, a tool like the Eisenhower matrix can really help.
Okay, that rings a bell. Remind me.
Yeah. So basically it's about, you're categorizing your tasks by urgency and importance. So think about it like 4 boxes. We've got urgent and important, important but not urgent, and then urgent but not important, and neither urgent nor important.
Oh, okay.
So you really want to focus on those top 2 boxes, especially that important but not urgent, because that's stuff we push aside.
Oh, 100%. It's always like the booking the weekend trip or like that professional development course I've been meaning to take. It's always that important but not urgent that always gets pushed aside.
Exactly. And those are the things that are really going to, contribute to your long-term happiness and success.
Ugh, this is making me rethink my to-do list entirely. I might have to do a whole Eisenhower makeover of this
I
thing.
think you'll be happy with the results.
Okay, so this has been super insightful, but I gotta say, life doesn't always fit neatly into those boxes, right? Sometimes there's curveballs and things shift and work bleeds into, everything. And I've definitely had those weeks where I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm drowning.
And that's totally normal,
Yeah.
And remember, it's not about, this perfect equilibrium every single day. It's more about the big picture.
Mm.
So if you have a crazy week, maybe the next week you consciously make it a little lighter.
Yeah.
It's all about flexibility, not like, trying to achieve some level of perfection that's not possible.
That's so true, yeah. It's about, finding those moments to rebalance. And then it made me think about this one time. I had a week, it was just like slam
Yeah.
deadlines, deadlines, deadlines. Like I was mainlining coffee just to like, function. But the week after, I made sure to like really build in downtime. I even got a massage.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, it made a world of difference.
It does.
Just to be like, okay, I'm going to like actively unwind. Game changer.
And that's huge, right? It's like those small acts of self-care,
Yeah.
they really do make a difference. And they came up in a bunch of these sources too, so it's
Yeah.
good we're talking about them. It's funny, we think of self-care as this like luxury, but it's really not.
It's essential.
It is. And I love this one quote. You said it, I think, but one of your sources said it too. You can't pour from an empty cup,
So true.
right? You can't function at your best if you're running on fumes.
Right. It's like, what is that? Expecting a car to run on empty. It's
Yeah.
not going to happen.
Exactly, exactly. And that, makes me think about technology,
Ooh, yeah.
which can be a good and bad thing. What do you think?
Oh, 100%. I mean, yeah, we have all these apps for time management and mindfulness and blocking social media, which is great.
Right.
But then it's like our devices are designed to distract us, so
Soberly.
it's a
Yeah.
double-edged sword.
It is. They say, check your phone less, but then it's like my phone knows when I'm trying to relax. It's like, here's a notification.
Right.
So how do we like use technology and not let it use us?
That is the quest.
It takes a lot of like conscious effort, I think, to really Be mindful about how we're using our devices.
Totally. And realizing maybe like, okay, is this app actually enhancing my life or is it just adding noise, you know?
100%. I love that. So, it's been really interesting going through all this. It seems like there isn't just like one right answer when it comes to this work-life balance thing.
Definitely not. I mean, everyone's, life and job and values are different. So it's
Totally.
about finding what works for you.
It is. But the good news is that, like, even small changes can make a difference.
That is reassuring, for sure, because it feels less overwhelming that way.
It does. It does. Well, on that note, maybe we'll leave our listeners with, a thought to ponder.
I love it.
What is one small change that you can make this week to create a little bit more balance? Is it a 30-minute walk? Or is it finally blocking off that me time in your calendar? Something small, but you can build on it.
Yes. Start small. Well, thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you found it helpful and empowering
Yeah?
because you've got this, and we'll see you next time.